What's going on, guys? It's Chris and we're back. So today I want to talk about a new product on the market. This is an automatic gravel cleaner, and I know sometimes products can be boring. We've seen it all, I know, but automatic gravel cleaners, man, if a company could get this right, it seems like they've been trying to for like decades, and no company can make one of these that's like decent. So today I want to dissect the Nicrew automatic gravel cleaner. So I did do a previous video on this product already, and people were just kind of like commenting like crazy. I was getting messages and there was tons of questions, which leads me to believe that people want more info on this thing. So I'll get you up to speed just with the basics. This is a automatic gravel cleaner that you plug into an outlet, and there's two ways to use it. The first method is to install a little tiny canister on the side of the gravel vac itself, and it has like filter padding in it, and as it gravel vacs the stuff out of the tank, it goes through that filter back into your tank. And the second way to use it is to just hook up a hose to the side of it, and as you pump up the stuff out of your tank, you can pump it out of the hose wherever you want. And it has a little switch on the cord, which is really handy to kind of just shut it off whenever you want. This right here is the little canister I was telling you about. As you can suck up stuff out of your tank, it pumps the things into that little canister and polishes it or removes all the stuff in the water column and then pumps it back into your tank. But here's the issue with the idea of this. Let me give you a little demonstration. As you suck up the things out of your tank, it goes out of that canister and the water flow goes right into what you're siphoning. So the whole idea of it is kind of, it doesn't work the greatest, if I'm being completely honest. So let me re-explain this a little bit. So if you've ever siphoned or gravel vacuumed an aquarium, the trick is when you go in there to kind of be still and calm so that you can catch all the debris and uneaten food and stuff into the gravel vac. How about instead of blabbing, I just show you? Let's kill the lights here so we get a better view. I'm literally going to clean this tank right here because there seems to be like a bunch of detritus at the bottom of this tank. This will be perfect. So let's throw the gravel vac itself into the tank. So like I told you guys, the unit itself has to be plugged into the wall because it's powered off a 110 outlet. So I'm going to install the canister here on the side of it, and it comes with different filter paddings that you can put inside the canister, but I'm guessing that the more you put in there, the less flow it has. So just tighten this up. We'll toss it in this 20-gallon tall. And like I told you guys, there's a switch on the cord, which is really helpful because you're going to see that things can get a little crazy when we're having this much flow in the tank. So turning it on, you can see the water start to suck into the vacuum part of it. And it goes all the way up through the device, and it pushes the water through that little canister, and then the filter pad filters it. You can see the water right there. And ideally, this would work great, except the water flow coming out of that canister, it stirs up the entire tank. And you know, you could point it in a different direction, but it's almost just like the flow, you can't turn it down enough. So I think this would work great in like a gravel aquarium, but like in sand planted aquariums, it just didn't work that great. But that's where the other option comes in, where you can just put this hose barb on the side of the device, and then you can just pump out the water through a hose. So this seems like more of a better idea to me because, you know, then I don't have to mess around with the flow going back into the tank. Ideally, this is what it looks like, a little display. Let's actually throw it into a tank, though, because obviously we want to see how it works. So we can review the Nicrew the Nicrew Pro Gravel Vac Automatic Gravel Cleaner. That's a mouthful to say. So we're going to pump the water that comes out of the tank into the PVC drains. I have these littered all over my house just because it's easy to just work on tanks. I advise you do that as well. No, I'm just kidding. It's kind of odd, but when you have a house full of aquariums, it works out the greatest. So plug that bad boy in and give it the old dunkaroo here. I'm trying to be ever so soft because if you guys have gravel vacuumed an aquarium before, especially in a sand tank, the trick is to kind of just be gentle and just slow moving, because as soon as you start stirring up that water column, that's where all that stuff is just going to come off the bottom and you're not going to be able to clean it. So the trick here is to be gentle, and that's where the last method didn't work out so great because the water was just being tossed back into the tank. Whereas in this method, this is working amazing. So as long as you could drain it somewhere, And I know everybody doesn't have little drainages all over their house, but maybe you pop it out a window and do it outside your balcony. I feel like using this Nicrew Power Vac just for this could be super handy in itself. After using this device, I started thinking to myself, could this be like the #1 tool that we use to remove water from tanks? You know, it sort of sucks to be using mechanical power to be pushing out all the water here in my house, you know, because we have like 50 tanks, but if it works good, like, I'm willing to do it. And after cleaning a bunch of tanks with this thing, I would advise anyone to go out and buy this, especially if you only have like 1 or 2 aquariums. My scenario is a little different because, like, you know, we're changing water on like 50 tanks and efficiency comes into play. My only gripe with this device is that it has to be plugged in. Another thing I was worried about was snails, because my tanks are littered with snails and I was worried that they're going to chew up the pump. But I gotta say, this thing is strong. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. Honestly, I would tell a beginner to go out and buy this any day of the week. The only thing that kind of sucks is you got to plug it in. The first method I talked about, I'm just going to scratch that as just not being a great method. Maybe it works better in a gravel aquarium, but, you know, companies have struggled to make an automatic gravel cleaner that stays within the aquarium because when you push the water back into the tank and stir up the water column, you can't gravel vac it then. That's the entire issue. So I feel like they should just stop trying to make them. But this product is good, and I'm excited about it.